Happy Halloween, everybody! To celebrate this wonderful time of the year, I'll be releasing a new game review every Wednesday until Halloween. I've decided to kick this event off with a game that I've been meaning to talk about for about a year, Silent Hill Downpour. Before getting into the review, let me make one important point. It's no secret that Western-developed Silent Hill games are about as depressingly bad as teenage girls who devote themselves to watching Jersey Shore to bring themselves closer to their dream of growing up to be a fat slut. And just to make my expectations drop even further, I found this game new on eBay for only $12. It was at this point that I realized my expectations for this game were lower than my expectations for the intelligence of your average Xbox Live player. With that said, I actually really enjoyed Silent Hill Downpour. It fixes a few of the mistakes made by the other Western Silent Hills. In Downpour, combat is hectic and avoidable, the otherworld is used sparingly, and the plot has aspirations beyond scrape off the fatty, unpalatable bits of Silent Hill 2's old Silent Hill story and just sell that, with the cult business of Silent Hill 1 and 3 tacked on. In fact, I may go as far as to say that this is my favorite Silent Hill story after Silent Hill 2. But like a coffee cup that someone's dropped laxatives into, all I can tell you is that there's inevitably going to be crap at the end of your day. The crime, so to speak, that our protagonist Murphy Pendleton committed that led him to Silent Hill changes depending on what ending you get. A normal game would have different endings as different outcomes of a scenario. In Downpour, the endings affect the outcome, the exposition, and can potentially renders the game's symbolism pointless. But despite the writers forgetting the difference between an ending and a retcon, it's still my second favorite Silent Hill story. Because at the very least, this game gets that Silent Hill is scarier when those cultist twats aren't around. But while we're on the topic of how scary Silent Hill Downpour is, I need to get a pretty big complaint out. The enemy design. The first monsters you encounter aren't too scary. They look like zombie girls in dresses, which is uninspired at best, but I give the game points for pacing itself, and because this first enemy is so lackluster, the sheer pant-crapping factor explodes when monster number 2 shows up. Seriously, it's huge, and it looks like a face, head, chest, bat thing. Unfortunately, all the enemies after this beast are boring, too. Anatomically, they're too similar to humans, and therefore fail to capture the otherworldly aspect of Silent Hill. As for the gameplay, I'm on the fence. I like how the exploration aspect has been played at, but the new Silent Hill devs still haven't grasped the distinction between scary and annoying combat. Like in Silent Hill Origins, weapons break, but unlike in Silent Hill Origins, you can only keep one melee weapon at a time, which is better, admittedly. But a weapon breaking mid-fight has never really terrified me, it just annoyed me. Since I can run away from combat in Downpour, thankfully, a weapon breaking just means I need to run off, find a new weapon, and come back to finish it off unless there's an alternate route to my destination. Silent Hill 2 didn't need broken weapons or limited carrying capacity to be scary. It had horrifying enemies and good gameplay mechanics in that despite your repertoire of guns and blunt objects to kill enemies with, they still put up a credible threat without the fear of your 2x4 snapping in half mid-fight. In retrospect, Downpour is a step in the right direction for Western Silent Hills in the story department, but the gameplay department still needs work. But for what it's worth, it did take a tiny step forward in the right direction. Of course, it is kinda hard to outdo Silent Hill Origins carrying 40 portable mini TVs in the crap department. Oh wait, this game has QuickTime events. Well, screw this, I'm off to go play some HD collections.